Hello my friends, and welcome back to my channel. I'm doing another late night reading. I felt called to do a reading tonight. It's around midnight. I don't, like I said, I normally don't film this late at night, but because of what's going on in my house, I have to. So all day I've been picturing this deck, so I wanted to use this deck for today and see what the truth of this connection is. For some reason, I'm hearing also intuition, so maybe to confirm your intuition about this connection. So we're just going to jump right in. I hope you're well. It's storming here, so if you hear rain and wind, that's why. So we have trust issues affecting this connection. And just looking at this image, there could have been something that this person, like they broke your trust somehow. The other thing I was hearing is that maybe you're not trusting in this connection. But we'll see, like maybe you're not trusting your own intuition, but we'll see what else comes out. Underneath this card, we have unstable. There are many issues that need solving. So it does feel like there's some external factors affecting this connection, whether it's trust, whether it's other people. We'll have a look. We have family. Family issues, family creating issues within this connection. So for some of you, maybe their family doesn't approve of this connection, or when we get that energy of family issues affecting this connection, it always makes me think of wounding from your childhood and your person's childhood as well. So wounding from family or generational trauma or the way that they were raised, could be affecting this connection. So let's have a look. What are you? We have starting over, a fresh start after a period of tension. Interesting. We have power couple, building an empire is within reach for you. So it feels like you and this person could be a couple that could be like a power couple. You could build an empire together, maybe a family together, a business for some of you. And we have soulmate. You are connecting with a soulmate. So you could see this person as a soulmate or a twin flame even, I'm hearing. I'm just going to shuffle them one more time. We have letting go, releasing relationship to focus on oneself, and something about the past. The past is causing blocks in the present. So clearly there's something that happened in the past that made this connection unstable. And maybe right now you're trying to release expectations, you're trying to release control. And we have this beautiful butterfly, so releasing relationship to focus on self. So you're really focused on yourself right now, which, you know what I say, that's the best way to help some of those blockages. And when something is unstable, when a connection like that is unstable, sometimes letting it go. I'm just seeing, do you know what I'm seeing? I'm seeing, I don't know what deck it's from, but there's a tower card where there's a feminine with her arms wrapped around the tower, trying to hold that tower up. What deck is that? I feel like I should almost get that deck, but I can't remember what deck I'm thinking of. But the feminine, like I said, is trying to hold this unstable tower together. And you can't hold it together on your own. Sometimes you have to let go and let that tower fall. We have situationships, so this could have been a connection that never really turned into anything stable or committed. All right, so let's see. Apparently I'm shuffling this deck upside down. What are you? Family ties again. So we have break. Time apart will be beneficial to this connection. And I was just saying this. Side note, someone could like their coffee really creamy or milky. Whenever I see this card, I think of like, do you want any coffee with your cream? I don't know where you're watching this from, but if you're in Canada, like maybe you or your person drinks a triple, but anyway, that's just meant to be confirmation for someone. When I mention stuff like that, it's meant to be confirmation that it is your reading. So anyway, like I was saying in the intro when I was shuffling the cards, that it feels like sometimes you have to let that tower fall in order for there to be transformation and new growth. So yeah, break time apart will be beneficial to this connection. Oh, you guys, look at my new ring. I got a moonstone ring. I'm very happy with it. I had to wait a long time for it to come. I bought it for myself for my sober anniversary, and I also bought a pendant. Maybe moonstone is symbolic. Anyway. Some of you ask me about my rings, so I thought I'd mention it. I already cut the deck. What am I doing? Listen, this is beautiful. We have time apart will be beneficial to this connection. Maybe you're spending a lot of time journaling. Maybe you're in Queen of Wands energy with that sunflower. But look, leveling up. This connection is moving to the next level. So there's an ascension here. And the fact that I was like shuffling this upside down, when I noticed that I was shuffling it upside down, I immediately heard like timeline shift. So we all have different timelines available to us. So maybe you're shifting timelines is what I'm hearing. So I actually want to look underneath that. We have avoiding. So you could be dealing with an avoidant, refusing to accept the reality of this connection. And I just heard for some of you, you could be, that card could have scared you when I read that out, because you could be someone who's worried that you're being delusional is what I'm hearing. But to me, it feels like you're dealing with an avoidant, if I'm being honest. It could also be for some of you. I did a reading last night that I haven't posted yet. I don't know which one I'm going to post first. It's a 2-hour reading anyway. But for some of you, you could be actually in denial about this connection. Like if this is a soulmate twin flame connection that's meant to come back around, you could be, you could be someone who's tried to release this and is kind of, maybe you're even saying that can't be my twin flame. Anyway, we'll see what else comes out. So Spirit, what is the truth of this connection? I just said truth. So maybe someone here has like a speech impediment. Is that what you call it? Because I just said the truth of this connection. What is the truth of this connection, please, Spirit? What is the truth of this connection? So, my goodness, look at this. We have both ways. Partner wants commitment and single life. So it feels like someone was giving you mixed signals here. Someone was, well, I'll say what I'm hearing and you may resonate with it differently. But for some of you, this person was giving you like mixed signals. They were showing interest in you, but then they were not wanting to give up their single life. They were not wanting to commit, even though they felt that energy with you. I do think that maybe for some of you, you're dealing with an avoidant. The other thing that I'm hearing is that this could be that your person, whoever you're connected to, is at a crossroads right now where they know they see something with you, but they're still holding on to their old self. It kind of makes me think of how the butterfly stays on the cocoon for a period of time, afraid to let go of their old life. So I definitely feel like whoever you were dealing with could have like had a more independent lifestyle where maybe they weren't ready to settle down or commit. And then we have destined. This relationship is meant to be. So it is a destined connection, which I'm not surprised that's what's coming out. That's kind of what I specialize in soul ties, so let's get a few more. Twin flame, oh my gosh. So that, I was wondering if that card was going to come out. Twin flame, you were involved in a twin flame union. And remember that avoidant card, like I said, it could be that you're dealing with an avoidant, but you could also be someone who is struggling to believe that you're in a twin flame connection. And I heard something really useful in a reading that I listened to earlier that I wanted to mention. So if you are dealing with a twin flame, you would be growing and changing, and your opinion about, like, your judgment towards others would be changing. I heard a reader talk about how if you are someone who is saying that this person is a narcissist or that they'll never change, it's possible that you're connected to a karmic, because the twin flame dynamic is meant to expand your awareness and challenge that black and white thinking that I'm always talking about. It's meant to change the way you view the world, the way you view people, the way you view yourself. So this definitely looks like a twin flame connection, which I was already saying. And we have the future, becoming clear about your vision for the future. So you could be someone who is, that reading I did that was 2 hours was about someone who was kind of on the fence whether or not this was actually a twin flame connection. I'm talking about the viewer. And in order to come into union, you have to surrender to the twin flame journey. And by surrendering to the twin flame journey, it doesn't mean that you're waiting for this person. It doesn't mean that you're putting your life on hold. Let me just make sure you can see that, because my plant, this plant at night is very, is like very standy-uppy. That's not English, but you know what I mean. So it could be, you know, that the universe is telling you to get clear about what you want. And like I was saying, just because you choose the twin flame journey does not mean you're putting your life on hold. It means that you're holding space for twin flame union, but you're focusing on yourself, which we were seeing with some of those cards. So yeah, I'm seeing that card, get clear about what you want with your intentions so that the universe can send it to you. So if there's any part of you that's unsure if you see a future with this person, Spirit's telling you to, you know, get clear about what you want in the future here. And let's get another one. This can also be that you know, becoming clear about your vision for the future could have to do with your personal life. Like maybe you're going through something in your personal life where you're envisioning what is in your future. Again, you're not putting your life on hold for this person. This journey is about you, the twin flame journey. You choose it for you. You do it for you. You don't do it for your twin flame. You do it for yourself. And I always say it's about the journey and relationship with yourself. That's what this journey is about. It's about stepping into the highest version of yourself. It's about healing that trauma once and for all that maybe you've been carrying around your entire life. Right now I'm feeling very warm, which is giving me Phoenix energy, learning karmic lessons. It could also be that this card, you know, part of the twin flame journey for the feminine is to not accept less than you deserve. And again, I'm not talking about gender. There's lots of masculines in the divine feminine role. We have both of those energies within us. But you could be getting clear about the fact that you no longer will accept less than you deserve, which again is a very important part of the feminine's journey, where she stops people. Sorry, I'm saying she, I shouldn't be doing that. A very important part of the feminine's journey is they stop people pleasing and they put up healthy boundaries and they no longer accept less than they deserve. So yeah, I'm also hearing that your twin flame connection could be marked for union in this lifetime with this card, because it says you're involved in a twin flame union. We have victorious. You will overcome any problems within this connection. And I was just saying before I even looked at that, I was hearing that this is a connection that's marked for union in this lifetime if you choose it. If you know, surrender to this journey, if you stop fighting it. I was someone who did try and fight it. I tried to deny it. Anyway, very interesting energy coming out here, my friend. So these are huge cards, so I only kind of want to get one row, I think. What's on the bottom? We have that soulmate card again. So for some of you in the present moment, you could be dealing with a soulmate as well. You could have two people in your energy. Maybe someone new has come into your energy, or maybe you were like my situation. Maybe you were with a soulmate and then met your twin flame. All right. You know what? I want to get more. Let's just get a few more. Froggy in my throat, rebirth energy, healing, cleansing, clearing. What do we need to know about this connection? We have, I'm single. So I was looking at, this is funny. Because I was, usually if you know me, what I do is this card confirms the top card in these rows. And I was looking at that both ways. Partner wants commitment and single life. And look at this. We have loyalty and enjoying the single life. So it's very much confirming that message that this is someone who felt this soul loyalty to you. And I'm already hearing some of you are like, my person wasn't loyal to me. But it's like this person saw commitment with you, but was afraid to give up their single lifestyle. Could have been dealing with someone who's like, this does sound quite gendery, but like a bachelor or a bachelorette, someone who has never settled down before, who never saw themselves settling down before, or have just been kind of a bachelor or bachelorette, why can't I speak, for most of their life. So let's look at destined. We have self-centered, preoccupied with the interests of self, and divorce or separation. So that's coming in underneath destined. So it's like, this is, I know this energy. This is saying that this is a destined connection, but right now you're dealing, or in the past, you were dealing with someone who was quite self-centered, quite self-absorbed, self-focused. I'm actually, it's kind of, it is very, like it's falling in line with this line right here, the independent one, afraid to give up their independent lifestyle. You could have been dealing with someone who was very independent. I'm seeing the King of Wands. So someone who prioritized their wants and needs and hobbies over this connection. And, you know, maybe you're dealing with someone who has a bit of an ego, or someone who is quite insecure. I'm hearing a lot of the time, the people who present with the biggest ego are the most insecure, in my opinion. So underneath twin flame, we have separation in the near future. And that doesn't have to be, I don't know if you're with this person. Maybe you're trying, maybe for some of you right now, you're trying to force this connection or create union between you and your twin flame. And maybe your twin flame is like very self-centered right now. And the universe is telling you, you need to stop holding on to that tower, that there needs to be a separation here in the future. That's if you're connecting with your twin flame right now, trying to force it, right? That's typical divine feminine energy. The divine feminine tries to hold that tower up. They try and chase the connection. They try and force union. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with you, or you're doing like you're bad or anything like that. It's an energetic dance between two souls, and that's just the part you play in it as the divine feminine, and it's a lesson and a journey that you have to go through. So I'm not faulting you for that. I've been that person. So if you are in that situation right now, the universe could be telling you that there needs to be a separation in order for this person to stop being self-centered, and in order for there to be healing and evolution and ascension. But for a lot of you, I feel like you're already in this separation. It also says divorce. So maybe for some of you, you were married to this person. Or another thing that I'm hearing is you could be married, or your twin flame could be married. Again, no judgment for me. That is a very common blockage in twin flame connections, that one or both, sometimes twin flame is married. It doesn't have to be, But in twin flame connections, you're dealing with blockages where there's a lot of societal pressure is what I'm hearing. So age difference, different religion, you come from different sides of the earth. I don't mean to make you sound like aliens when I say that, or somebody's married. There's different lifestyles. There's usually differences that cause huge blockages. All right, so let's look at this future. What are you becoming clear about? So future, this is beautiful. We have trust issues coming. We have trust issues in the past coming out again. So clearly in the past, there were trust issues between you and this person. But for the future, this is amazing. We have the Magician, Love Magician. You have the power to transform this connection. And I think that a lot of people don't believe they have the power to transform a connection like this, but you do. And I just want to mention again, law of assumption. My suggestion, whoa, we need some more space here. My suggestion would be to look up law of assumption because I'm not the best at describing it. I also saw 2112 on the timer. So twin flames, look up 2112 twin flame number and see what that means, what the angel number means. And keep in mind, my friends, that the universe is always sending you signs and synchronicities and little messages about this connection. You just have to follow the wisps. So that's why I mentioned looking up angel numbers, because there's messages for you in them. So become clear about your future. That's what I was saying about become clear about what you want so the universe can deliver it to you. You have the power to transform this connection. Again, look up law of assumption. So let's look under victorious. We have confined, feeling trapped in this connection. So this is a message for those of you who feel trapped, or your person is trapped right now, that you will overcome this. You will overcome. This is like 8 of Swords energy. So Spirit's saying you will overcome whatever this trapped energy is. Whether it's, whether it's your person's hands are tied right now and they can't come towards you, whether somebody's married here, whether it's trauma that's keeping you both stuck. There is a successful outcome here with that victorious card. And we have obstacles, overcoming differences together. So it feels like the two of you do have the potential to come back together and overcome some of these obstacles together. But we also have to do part of the work on our own. Counterparts they come together. It's very short-lived most of the time. I'm not saying all situations, but most of the time it's a very short, it's like a very intense connection, which quickly you start to trigger each other. Your wounds start to rise up and kind of unhealthy attachments take over. And then there's a separation, and you're meant to kind of walk different paths in separation before coming back together. That's why working on yourself and taking your focus off the union part of this and your twin flame is so important, because in order to come back into union, you have to evolve. And I do want to say you should be sending out the message to the universe that you believe your person can evolve. Because if you keep telling yourself or putting it in my comment section that your person will never change, then that is what you're manifesting with this Magician card. So you do have the potential to overcome these obstacles together. So I did already pick out, I think I know what deck it is. Hang on. I think I do know what deck it is that I'm thinking of with the Tower. I just want to show it to you. Yeah, there it is right there. So that's the card I was seeing, where the feminine is kind of holding on to this, ticking time bomb. The feminine tries to hold on to something very unstable. and you can't do it alone is what I'm hearing. So you may resonate with that card right there. Anyway, I already committed to this deck. Commitment. I already committed to that deck. I feel like I'm on fire right now. I'm very warm right now. So on the bottom of the deck, we have the Eight of Swords in reverse, which is beautiful because this is Eight of Swords energy right here. And I was saying that you can overcome this Eight of Swords, whatever it is, whether it's, again, someone in an unhappy marriage or someone trapped by their trauma. This Eight of Swords shows new perspectives, and we have the King of Pentacles, which shows commitment. So let me just look here. Tomorrow, well, no, not tomorrow, but next week, my life goes back to normal. Freedom, release, taking control, survivor, facing fears, empowered, surrender, clearer perspectives in love. So, yeah, let's have a look here. We have the Sun, divine masculine energy. It's also the happiest card in the deck. It's also the yes card. So maybe you were hoping for an answer from this reading. The answer is yes. Happiest card in the deck, you know? Happiest, like I just have to say this is the most positive card in the deck that you can get. Could be dealing with a Leo. Or an Aries, I heard, out of nowhere. We have the Page of Pentacles. You could be dealing with a younger earth sign or just an earth sign. Page of Pentacles is also the energy of growth and the start of something potential, the start of something stable. And it's also an energy of, you know, trusting in your manifestations. You see this child kind of wishing on this pentacle, and they're going to plant it and trust that it's going to manifest into exactly what they want. So one more. You and your person could be very different. For some reason, I'm feeling called to the difference in these decks. One was like very bendy. I'm hearing Phoebe. I'm bendy. Maybe your name's Phoebe. But this one is very rigid and like hard to shuffle. So maybe you and your person are quite different. We have the Two of Pentacles, which does show that energy of like weighing up options. And maybe you are someone who's like going back and forth with, is this my twin flame or is this just a karmic? Is this my twin flame or am I just delusional? And I always say, think about how mirroring works. So if you are sending that energy out into the universe, your counterpart mirrors that back. So then they are kind of going back and forth about this connection. That's why I always say surrender and focusing on yourself is the best thing you can do. And, you know, even if this isn't your twin flame, in the end, by focusing on yourself, you are making healthier choices and the universe will send in someone who can match your energy. So it's really like a win-win situation by releasing what no longer serves you and focusing on yourself. Anyway. So let's cut the deck. I almost said shuffle the deck, but I just shuffled it. These cards are taking up the whole table. We have the Tower. Oh my gosh, that's magical. I mean, the Tower, a lot of people fear the Tower, but I just think that's magical because I just brought out another deck and showed you the Tower specifically. And the Tower shows, well, I already talked about the Tower and about how you could have been holding on to this connection. It was unstable. It had to come down. There needed to be a separation. And when the Tower comes down, something more beautiful grows in its place. We have the Queen of Wands. So for some of you, maybe the Tower moment. Again, I'm hearing a few things. I have to mention what I'm hearing. There's going to be different collectives watching this. You could be dealing with a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. But for some of you, there could have been third-party interference. And again, broken record, but third-party interference doesn't need to mean this person cheated on you. There is cards about a third party and a side piece in this deck, and they didn't come out. So I am aware of that. Those cards didn't come out. So for some of you, there wasn't like a side piece or that type of third party energy. The third party energy could have been this person's hyper independent lifestyle, right? It could have been their, like, this person could have taken on the third party interference, could have been the fact that this person was so preoccupied with their self and their own interests. Third party interference is an interference that blocks the two of you from connecting properly. It's like a third energy that gets in the way of the connection. Doesn't have to be another person. Could be a job, right? Could be a family. But for some of you, there could have been a third party interference that caused this tower moment. The other thing is that I feel like whatever happened here, this connection had to come down so that you could step into your power. Queen of Wands. So Queen of Wands is, it's a very empowered energy. It's very confident. It's a glow up energy. So I feel like from this tower moment, you were meant to glow up here. I really don't want to, yeah, that makes sense. You could be dealing with a younger fire sign, Page of Wands in reverse, but that shows someone who's unstable, or that this was an unstable connection, that there was the potential for a new beginning here or a solid foundation, but it was like a false start with the Page of Wands in reverse. Let me just look at the Page of Wands in reverse. With the Queen of Wands and the Page of Wands in reverse, it feels to me like you felt good about this connection, or you saw potential in this connection and you were open to this connection, but the person you were connected to was not in the same energy. I might have to take my sweater off. I'm so, like, I just feel like I'm on fire during your reading, which is very symbolic, again, of Phoenix energy, which Queen of Wands, not surprised. It does say unreliable lover. So this person, and distracted. So it feels like you were dealing with someone who was unreliable and was distracted by other things and wasn't seeing you for the Queen of Wands that you were, is what I'm hearing. Anyway, that's a lot of fire energy right off the get-go. That's a lot of fire. So you could both be fire signs, or you could have heavy fire placements, if that's the right way to put it, or your person could. What else do we have here? Three of Wands, envisioning the future, forward movement. So maybe this person was not, maybe there was no forward movement in this connection. But anyway, I feel like this tower moment was needed. And if you are still watching this and you are with this person trying to force a connection with someone who's unreliable and distracted, Spirit's saying, take your hands off that tower and let this tower fall, because it will cause revelations. It will cause transformation. A lot of people, like I said, are afraid of the tower, but the tower is a very powerful card that causes, big transformations and foundational shifts. So where do I want to start here? What is the truth of this connection? We have the Queen of Swords and the Five of Pentacles. So it seems like there's a boundary up between the two of you, or there needs to be. Like I said, I'm getting like a couple different collectives with this reading. So for some of you, if this person is, leaving you out in the cold, or they're unstable, they're distracted, they're unreliable, they're focused on themselves, and they're not meeting your needs, I'm hearing that you need to put up a boundary. The Queen of Swords, that is a very important lesson in the divine feminine journey. It's the last lesson before you step into Empress energy. It's where you know your worth and you're not afraid to put up boundaries and be alone, because you know your worth. You know what you deserve. The Queen of Swords is also a bit cold and detached. So for some of you, you could be cold and detached from this person right now. Maybe you are not chasing them, you're not communicating with them, and it's causing them to feel left out in the cold. With the Five of Pentacles, look, we have the Emperor. So maybe this person needed to be left out in the cold in order to, you know, step into this Emperor energy. The truth of this connection, I'm just going to say what I'm seeing with these cards. We have the Fool, we have the Emperor, we have the Five of Pentacles. So it does feel like for a lot of you, you're not in contact with this person, and that this person wants to come in out of the cold. They want to take a leap of faith towards you. Again, you could be going through a glow up, because I feel like I'm on fire right now. And if I pause this video, I'm going to have to stitch it together, which will take forever. So I need to, just hang on for 1 second. I'm just going to take my headphones off and take off my sweater. Much better. I couldn't take your heat. I couldn't take your heat, whoever you are. Jeez. All right. So that's what I'm seeing. We have the Knight of Cups, following your intuition. So what is the truth of this connection? What is the truth of this connection? We have the Page of Pentacles. So again, become clear about what you want for the future. Plant that pentacle and then let it grow. Don't keep picking that seed out of the soil to see if it's growing root. Just let it grow. The Page of Pentacles also shows that this was a connection that was meant to help you both grow and heal, is what I'm hearing. We do have the Ten of Cups, so there's still the potential here. Page of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups. There's still the potential here of... That's an interesting song. There is still the potential of emotional fulfillment and happily ever after here with you. Seeing this rainbow, I just heard Miracles Happen, and I'm hearing the song Miracles Happen from The Princess Diaries. Don't judge me. I can't control what songs I channel. That's what's coming through. Miracles Happen from The Princess Diaries soundtrack. There you go. Anyway. What's the lines of that song? Miracles happen if you just... No, that's a different song. I can't think of the lyrics right now, but look it up. We'll get one more for the truth of this connection. We have the Tower, but it's in reverse. And we have the Two of Cups. So that is interesting because we were just looking at that Tower in the upright. Let me look at the Tower in reverse here. Again, I was hearing that for some of you, you could have been trying to avoid a separation or avoid a breakup by like overgiving or people pleasing or just trying to hold this connection together by yourself, but you can't hold it together. You cannot hold it together by yourself. It takes two to build that tower. You can't be the only one building that tower. But the Tower in reverse is an interesting energy. Why can't I find it? Making adjustments in love, leaving a weak relationship. So for some of you, like this connection again, it keeps coming out. It was unstable. So there needed to be a separation here. I'm also hearing what my kids are all neurodivergent. And they're all night owls, and I can hear somebody in their room giggling their little butt off in my house. I don't know if you could hear that. It does talk about resisting change. So this person could have been resisting looking at themselves, resisting growth, resisting this connection. And again, Spirit said you just had to let this tower fall. And, you know, the dust will settle and something new will grow in its place. And I feel like it was hard for you because clearly you love this person with the Two of Cups. Death. There had to be an ending even though you loved this person. So let's look at your energy. Oh my goodness, we have the Empress. So clearly you like, I love it. Can I just say that I love this for you, that this is coming out as your energy? So this is telling me like twin flame connection. You could be a divine feminine with the Empress. This is, we have air energy. So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. We have Earth, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. We have heavy fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. This is Taurus and Libra. And I just heard something about Venus going direct or Venus going, I don't know anything about the planets, so don't quote me on this, but there's something, there's like the planetary alignment or whatever of Venus. I don't think it's a retrograde, but it could be Venus goes direct. That could be symbolic. I'm hearing it, so I have to mention it. Anyway, look, we have the Two of Pentacles. So I do feel like for some of you, you are kind of going back and forth with this Empress energy. Like, am I a divine feminine or am I just delusional? Like, that's coming through very clearly here. So the Empress. So for some of you, you know, you're trying to be in your divine feminine energy. I do want to say that you're in the energy of attracting, not chasing, which again, I'm proud of you. It feels like you have a boundary up, or you need to put a boundary up and you need to sit in your power. But with the Empress, it is a very, like, you're nurturing yourself. You're showing yourself that care and love that, you know, I just heard you're the love you've been looking for. So if you've been looking outside of yourself, especially if you've been looking at this person to love you and make you feel loved and all of that, Spirit's saying the love you've been looking for is inside of yourself. So I feel like right now you're trying to show yourself that love. But we also have the Six of Swords in reverse, which means you haven't been able to move on from this person. And that could be frustrating for you. Again, most of the divine feminines that I talk to tell me that they've never had a hard time letting someone go before. They've never been a chaser. They've never had a hard time letting someone go before, but there's just something very different about this connection. And this is showing me that you're sitting in your feminine energy, you're attracting, you're not chasing, but you still can't let go of this person. Six of Swords came out in reverse for you. Can't move on, can't let go, haunted. So this person kind of haunts your soul. And now I'm hearing that ghost song again, which keeps coming through. If I can't be next to you, I'll settle for the ghost of you. I miss you more than life. So it does feel like you, even if you want to, you can't let go of this person. And again, that can be very frustrating. It can be very frustrating to see things in the 3D, to have someone push you away and still you can't let them go. And I'm telling you right now, this does not look like you're trauma bonded to this person or anything else that, you know, social media will tell you. This looks to me like you are a divine feminine. There's a reason that you can't let go. There's a reason. It's because they're part of your soul. Like, that's... Anyway. All right. I feel like I just looked underneath and we have the Queen of Cups and the Two of Pentacles. So for some of you, you may be having a hard time not reaching out to this person. Like this energy right here, you could be trying very hard to stay in your feminine energy and not chase, but you could be struggling with wanting to give to this person. Like, oh, maybe if I just tell them one more time that I love them, or maybe if I just show them love, they'll finally realize, you know, that I'm their person. They need to realize that for themselves. But it also feels with this Queen of Cups and the Two of Pentacles. I actually want to look at something. It feels like you're going back and forth maybe about trusting your own intuition, because the Queen of Pentacles, the Queen of Cups is a very intuitive energy. The other thing I'm hearing is I'm just looking at your energy, right? And you could be weighing up, you could be thinking about being a healer for some of you. That message comes through a lot for me. Feeling abandoned. So you could be going back and forth with like love for this person, but also feeling abandoned by them. All right, let's look at their energy. Show me this person's energy. So we have Justice. I'm hearing karmic lesson because we've got the Queen of Wands in reverse now. And we've also got the Four of Pentacles and the Six of Cups. So this is your person's energy. And we have Justice. So it feels to me like for some of you, there was third-party interference with the Queen of Wands there. Especially with it being in reverse, there was definitely third-party interference. That's, you know, Spirit's confirming that message that I was hearing in the beginning of this reading. And I'm just going to look at the Queen of Wands in reverse for a second, and then I'll explain the other cards. Low confidence. So your person has very low confidence right now. I could see that with the Four of Pentacles. This is someone who's feeling insecure, who's feeling like they don't have enough to offer you, who is lacking the confidence to come towards you with that Six of Cups. They want to come towards you. They want to reconnect with you. They feel that this is, you know, they feel this soulmate connection with you, even if that's not what they're calling it. They feel, you know, I just heard otherworldly. I don't know why. Otherworldly connection. Anyway, they do feel this soul connection with you. Listen, listen. Queen of Wands in reverse, selfish lover. And look at that card right there, selfish lover. So you were dealing with someone, remember I said this was someone who was, that selfishness, that ego came from a place of insecurity, Four of Pentacles. So Spirit's just confirming everything we were saying. Selfish, ugh. Anyway. But they're getting their karmic justice. They're learning lessons, which means they're learning some sort of lesson about how they've been, you know, self-centered and selfish. And for some of you, this person could have been holding on to like a karmic or a third party or a marriage out of codependency. So like if your person was married, they could have been holding on to that connection for the wrong reasons, not for love, but for other reasons, for money, for the fact that they have children together or they have a house together. Take that as it resonates. This is kind of showing me that this person is looking at their childhood wounding as well, which I was hearing earlier in this reading at some point. But this person is very much nostalgic about you, thinking about you. But again, this selfishness comes from a place of insecurity. And right now they're holding back from you. So, you know, if you are talking to this person, right now they would be more focused on themselves. They would be kind of holding back from you, not giving you much. So take that as it resonates. But that Justice card on the bottom, there's a very strong message that this person is getting a lesson about this selfishness and about you. They're getting some sort of karmic lesson. And they're knowing, with this card here, they know they need to take accountability, you know? All right, let's see how they're feeling about you. How are they feeling about you? We've got the Four of Cups, missed opportunity. So they're seeing you as a missed opportunity, like you've slipped through their fingers. They're feeling like they took you for granted and that they should have appreciated you when they had the chance. The other thing with the Four of Cups is this person feels, with the Knight of Swords and the Four of Cups, and again, it's not as simple as if they wanted to, they would. Please trust me on that. I cannot stress that enough. It's just not that simple. Humans are complicated. Tonight, you know, I was filling out a form for one of my kids for autism and ADHD, and it was like 12 pages. And there was a section about, like, there's different sections. And again, humans are complicated creatures. And I was filling out this section about my child, and I thought, like, I said to my partner, "This, do you see here? This is why our child acts in these certain ways. It's because that's how their brain works. It doesn't mean they're a bad person. Humans are complicated. Maybe your person is like on the spectrum or neurodivergent in some way, because I'm bringing it up for a reason. Anyway, right now, for how they're feeling about you, they're feeling like if they were to come towards you, this is like sudden action. So it's like they want to take action, but they're worried that you're going to refuse their offer. And that doesn't surprise me, because we have the Queen of Swords as your first card. So clearly they feel apprehensive about coming towards you because they're fearing that you don't want to hear them out. And then we have the Two of Cups. So they do reciprocate these feelings with the Two of Cups, but they're afraid that you're going to refuse their offer. Let's get another one for how they're feeling about you. We have the Ten of Swords, painful ending. So they do feel the pain of this ending. Could have triggered their ego in some way. So if you feel like this person is not upset about the ending here, the cards are saying that you're wrong. So I'm not going to tell you that you're wrong, but the cards are saying that you're wrong. So breakup, separation, sadness, grief, pain, but also hope for a new beginning. Ten of Swords. Also hope for a new beginning. So this person still has hope that you can come back from this. It says strength, resilience, hope. So for how it says this card is a difficult card, but it is not a hopeless card. It is a reminder that even in the darkest of times, there's always hope for a new beginning. Lord of the Rings could be symbolic, because I just heard Gandalf in my head. Anyway, so this person feeling the pain of this separation, and it looks like they're missing your love here. For how they feel about you, they're seeing you as someone very healing, very loving, very compassionate, very giving. And I feel like they miss that love right now. Let's look at their intentions towards you. Intentions towards you. We have the Ace of Swords, breakthrough moment, communication and clarity. So this person's intentions are to come towards you with some sort of truth. Look at that. Five of Swords in reverse on the bottom. Reconciliation. That's magical. Five of Swords, reconciliation, resolution, compromise, regret. It also says revenge, but I don't see this person wanting revenge on you, so I'm not even going to say that. Getting back together, forgiveness after breakup. And this also says that right now this person is having a hard time moving on from you. Mirroring, that came out in your energy. Six of Swords in reverse. So both of you are energetically holding on to each other, and there's a reason for that. It's because you have one soul, is what I'm hearing. People ask me about cutting cords, and I've heard that you shouldn't. I don't even want to say you shouldn't, but I've heard that you cannot cut cords with your counterpart. You can do releases where you release the, hold it has on you. It doesn't mean you release them. It's just releasing the energy that feels like stuck to you. But you can't actually cut the cords. And I'm not mentioning anyone specific, but when I used to do personal readings, I would hear stories of people who tried to cut cords with their counterpart and received karma, or like received tower moments after they cut cords. It was like the universe was like, no, you shouldn't be doing that. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say about that. But yeah, this person, look, the King of Cups. So this person, listen, I feel like this person was giving you low effort in the past. Side note, for some of you, this person, you could have felt like they were emotionally manipulating you at times. I just heard, what a catch. Someone who's selfish and emotionally manipulative. I shouldn't be laughing, but that could have been the version, the lower vibrational version that this person was showing you in the past. And this getting clear about the future, I feel like you're very clear that you don't want that selfish, emotionally manipulative version back. You want someone who's ascended. You want a higher timeline version of this person. But for intentions, this person wants to give you the love that you gave to them, King of Cups. They want to put in more effort. That's their intentions here, is to make things right with you, to find a resolution. Anyway, let's look at what action they're going to take. What action will this person take? We have the Seven of Pentacles. So I have to say, my friends, Seven of Pentacles is about investing in a connection, and we have the Nine of Cups. So this person does want to, King of Pentacles, which we had on the bottom of the deck in the very beginning. So this person's intentions are to commit to this connection, long-term stability. You could have been in separation for a while from this person with the Seven of Pentacles. I have to mention, with the Seven of Pentacles, there's an energy of a pause. Excuse me, confirmation. There's an energy of a pause before this person takes action towards you. And it looks like they're coming in very positive energy with the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups is also about following your intuition. It's about following your happiness. It's about choosing happiness. So this person will be following their intuition and coming towards you, investing in this connection. It also talks about, you know, appreciating you. So they want to come in and show you how much they appreciate you. Again, King of Cups, they want to match your effort. But with the Seven of Pentacles, for some of you, there is this energy of this person waiting for the right time to come in. So maybe, you know, maybe they can't take action until, oh, that's an interesting one. Maybe they can't take action until they're feeling more confident. Again, it's not as simple as if they wanted to, they would. And if that's your mindset, then I'm probably not your reader, because that's not my mindset. So I'll mention it again and again and again and again in readings, that it's not that simple. Anyway, the Seven of Pentacles, I saw reevaluation. So reevaluation made me think of Mercury in retrograde, which is coming up. And I just want to say something very important about Mercury in retrograde. A lot of people from your past can resurface during Mercury in retrograde, which is in March, I believe. I believe it's coming up in March. I looked it up the other day. We have a year, I think. There's one coming up in March. So my advice to you, and this is the advice that I got from my reader, is that if this person resurfaces during Mercury in retrograde, take things very slowly. Yes, it is possible for someone to come back in Mercury in retrograde and for you to reconnect and build something stable. But oftentimes what happens is Mercury in retrograde can cause people to come back, and then they kind of dip back out when Mercury goes out of retrograde, whatever the proper words are. So if this person does come in Mercury in retrograde in March, whenever, depending on when you're seeing this reading, you could be seeing this reading like next year. It's a timeless reading. I think that's magical. Like, I have readings that pop up for me that were from like 2 years ago, and I'll be very drawn to them, and they resonate for me right now. But anyway, if this person comes back in Mercury in retrograde, take things slowly. Don't get, I hate to say this, but don't get like overly excited that it's time for union. Take things very slowly. Again, it is possible to build off that in Mercury in retrograde, but I would almost take things slowly until Mercury goes out of retrograde, just to make sure. Anyway, let me just Ease your troubled mind, my friend, because I feel like some of you feel like I'm saying that this person won't be coming back. The Seven of Pentacles as action is them coming back to invest in this connection, but it shows that you may have to wait for that. And for some of you, I heard that you've already been waiting a while. And there's a reason I was talking about Mercury in retrograde. Like, this person very well could be coming back in during Mercury in retrograde. So it does say harvest, rewards, results, growth, progress, perseverance, patience, planning. And I did mention if it happens during Mercury in retrograde, be patient, take things slowly. Look, putting work into love, and that's what I was saying, that this person wants to put in the effort. So they do want to invest in this connection. And for some of you, I hate to say this because I know that some of you don't like it when I say it, but this person may come in wanting friendship first, because the Seven of Pentacles does talk about a friendship leading to romance. So this person could come in very positive, saying, why don't we see if we can reconnect as friends? Oftentimes, these people will come back and they know they're not ready, but they can't take being away from you. So they come back in and they say, I'm not ready for commitment. I'm not ready to be in like a romantic connection, but maybe we could see if we can be friends and build off that. And my advice is to take that offer. I used to be the person who was like, I don't need a friend. And I had, my counterpart come in wanting friendship, and I pushed them right out. I pushed them right out of my energy because I was like, no, I don't want friendship. I don't want that. And I then put us in, I lengthened that separation, right? So, and then the next time it happened, I learned my lesson and I was like, you know what? Yes, let's be friends. Let's build something slowly. And with that Tower card, it's actually better to build it's better to build a solid foundation starting from friendship than to just think about how you and this person met. You probably were like 0 to 100 right away because magnetic attraction. And what happens when you come together that quickly, it comes crumbling down. When you go 0 to 100, there's nowhere to go but down. So instead of going 0 to 100, go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go slowly up to 100, Anyway, that's my advice to you. This person does want to commit here. Oh my gosh, my friends, this is freaking magical because I keep seeing counterparts together in this deck or like right after each other. So it's definitely, and I saw the Empress and the Emperor. So it's definitely showing me counterpart energy because we had the King and Queen of Cups. Now we have the King and Queen of Pentacles. That's beautiful. What is currently blocking this connection? We have the Two of Swords, stagnant energy. And guess what? That's the good part about the Tower, is that when things are stagnant, the Tower comes in to break up that stagnant energy and cause movement again. So for what's blocking this connection, you could be at a standstill, like both of you it could be like a stalemate I'm hearing, or it could be very stagnant. For some of you, this person could have chosen something else or someone else over this connection, or maybe you did. That's kind of the blockage of the Two of Swords. Let me see what else that blockage could be. Two of Swords. Can't prioritize love, family, work. And I talked about third-party interference possibly being work. I talked about this person not being able to prioritize you because they were prioritizing everything else. So that's kind of confirmation for that blockage. It also talks about indecision, hesitancy, anxiety. So if you are feeling hesitancy, like, is this my twin flame? If you're hesitating towards this journey, if you're feeling anxiety about this connection, try to release those things, or try and, try and stop overthinking about it. I described that in a reading yesterday about redirecting your thoughts. It will only help this person if you're twin flames and mirroring. Again, it's a win-win situation for you because you're helping yourself by trying not to stress about it and relieving that anxiety. Either way, it's a win-win for you. Anyway. We also have 10 of Cups on the bottom as a blockage. So right away I was hearing inner healing is required. More inner work is needed before the two of you can be in union. And again, this blockage, it doesn't have to mean that you have a whole bunch more inner work to do. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that the fact that there needed to be inner work was blocking this connection in the past. The 10 of Cups in reverse, it could also be that you both need to work on your own fulfillment. Oftentimes, we look for someone else to fulfill us, and that emotional fulfillment, 10 of Cups, comes from within. It shouldn't be coming from someone outside of you. So that could be a blockage here. That neither one of you were emotionally fulfilled and healed when you came together. Again, I've never, in my experience, I've never heard of two counterparts coming together on their first meeting, being completely healed and emotionally fulfilled and living happily ever after. Because usually counterparts come together and they trigger each other into a very unhealed version of themselves, and then they rise up like that phoenix, is what I'm hearing. Why can't I find this 10 of Cups? Ew, meddling relatives. So there's that family interference. For some of you, a blockage could be meddling relatives. External forces affecting this connection. That's your blockage. So external forces, things working against you. So again, it doesn't matter how hard you try and hold on to that tower. It's out of your hands. So you need to let it go, is what I'm hearing. You need to let go of that tower, or you needed to let go of that tower. Anyway. Let's look at, I just want to look at near future energy just because I feel called to. Show me near future energy. Between these two, we have Page of Swords. So, and we have the 8 of Cups in reverse, which is like the energy of someone coming back. So maybe that's why I was talking so heavily about Mercury in retrograde, which is coming up in like a couple weeks, I think. You can look it up. Look up Mercury in retrograde 2025 if you're watching this in 2025, and it will show you the different dates. I believe one is in November, if I remember correctly. And then, I don't know when the other ones are, July and March, but don't quote me on that. So near future energy, Page of Swords, this could be this person. I'm gonna be honest. This could be a few different things. It could be that this person is watching you, wanting to return, but just keeping an eye on you, trying to get more information on you, watching you online, watching your stories. Could also be that they're asking people about you in hopes of coming back, right? The 8 of Cups in reverse can be like a boomerang. So someone who left and then circles back around. The other thing I'm hearing, Page of Swords can be the start of communication. So near future energy, this person could kind of stick their foot in your door, if you get my drift. Like they could just reach out with something very small, like, hey, I was thinking about you, or, you know, I just heard sup. If they say sup, I think you need to like wait until they say something better, if I'm being honest. Like, that's not enough. SUP, that's not enough. Anyway, this is like someone trying to get their foot in the door. This is someone trying to start a conversation, Page of Swords. But there's an energy with the Page of Swords that says get more information. And that's why I'm not surprised now that I was talking so heavily about Mercury in retrograde and warning you about that. But let's confirm this. Near future energy. Yep, we have the 3 of Cups. There's that friendship energy that I was feeling. So near future energy, it does look like this person tries to reconnect with you. I'm not saying that for all of you, they're going to offer friendship, but I mentioned it for a reason. For some of you, that's exactly what they're going to say to you. And again, you can push that away. You can say, I don't need a friend. I have enough friends. I don't want your friendship. I am only interested if you want commitment. And again, in my experience, that just pushed that person away. Or you can be open to the idea of friendship, because if you truly do want this person back in your life, that's like that friendship is like planting that seed. Remember the Page of Pentacles. That Page of Pentacles could be that this person is apprehensive about coming towards you, so they offer friendship. Anyway, the Tower in reverse, this person could also want to do it differently than they did in the past. So maybe in the past, again, 0 to 100, and this person is saying, why don't we see if we can be friends first this time? Anyway, what were we on? We were on near future energy, right? We have the Four of Swords in reverse here, which is release from isolation. It's reigniting passions. So that's very good. Near future energy. And let's look at potential outcome in this connection. We have Two of Wands, the Nine of Pentacles, and the King of Pentacles. So this shows potential future energy. It shows this person changing their approach towards you. It shows them leaving their comfort zone and coming towards you. And decisions about the future, which we had here, decisions about the future. And this shows a healthy connection of togetherness and independence. This Nine of Pentacles, this is healthy togetherness and independence, which I feel like in the past, it was more independence than togetherness, because I feel like this person was very self-focused and was maybe a little bit too independent, a little bit too independent. I can't say that any other way. So this is actually really good. And the Nine of Pentacles is also, that's one of my favorite cards, because it's the energy of self-improvement. It's the energy of growth. It's the energy of knowing that whatever you need comes from within you. And this is future potential for the both of you. And this is the energy that I was talking about when twin flames go on their own paths. And then when they hit that Nine of Pentacles energy, they come back together. So I like that for you. And yeah, look, future potential. Can it get any better than this? Queen of, well, I mean, it could. They're like Four of Wands could have come out, but whatever. Queen of Pentacles and King of Pentacles shows a power couple. Oh my gosh, the power couple card. So for some of you, you could, you know, future potential, abundance, financial abundance, power couple energy, starting a business together, working together. It also shows heavy commitment energy, heavy marriage energy. And the Three of Wands, so that shows forward movement and growth. And look at this. Three of Wands, again, I'm just doing this for the naysayers. Three of Wands, next stage in a relationship, romantic momentum, creating a lasting foundation. And that's, I've been talking about it with the Tower card. So that, my friend, is amazing. I'm keeping those cards out. That was amazing. So what do I want to get you now? Shall we get you a card of advice about this connection? Let's do that. What deck do I want? Oh, do I want this one? I want this one. I'm laughing because I felt called to this deck, and look what's on the bottom. We have soulmates. So some of you already know exactly what I'm about to say to you. Just so you know, I'm intuitively guided to pick these decks, and I can't see the backs of them when I pick them. So I felt called to pick that one up, and that was on the back. I'm also called to mention this is 155. And yesterday when I was looking up what 11 meant, faith, humanitarian, accepting, tolerant, intuitive. But it also says weaknesses, codependent, manipulative, oversensitive, which is like things that, in my opinion, I've seen in counterpart connections. So there could have been codependency. There could have been manipulation. I did mention it. An important relationship brings you to your knees. This is the kind of soulmate who comes with a powerful gift. Your patterns and all your old stories that don't serve your well-being enter this dynamic so that you can heal them. This person is called to a sacred task to help you learn, even if it seems uncomfortable, sticky, or even inconceivable. The question is not, why did he or she do this to me? But rather, what is the gift in this? Look in the mirror. You will only be changed for the better. And back to what I was saying about karmics, this reader that I was listening to was saying, if you're constantly blaming this person, like you as the divine feminine, if you're constantly blaming them, labeling them, then you're probably dealing with a karmic, because that's not necessarily true, because I even went through a phase where I blamed and labeled my counterpart, but it didn't last. So if you've been blaming this person for like years or a year or a very long time, then maybe it's a karmic. But anyway. And I just thought of something. If you are blaming them and labeling them these things, then you might not, that might not upset you that it could be a karmic. If I'm saying that and it's triggering you, and you're like, I don't want this to be my karmic, I want this to be my counterpart. Trust your intuition. Your intuition is screaming at you that it is your counterpart. Does that make sense? We have a change in the wind. And whenever I get this card, I mention the name Nell could be symbolic, or the movie Nell. All right, so I just wanted to get you one card of advice for this. Oh, it's 111. It's 111 in the morning. 111. Intuition, as I was just telling you, trust your intuition. That's magical. We have, to be fair, justice also equals 11. 38 reduces to 11. There's a whole lot of ones flying around here, my friend. To be fair, and TikTok, divine timing. Are you kidding me? Justice will come in time. That's such an amazing message. So I'm going to read this to you. 38, balance, justice, the law of cause and effect. It's on page 143, so that's like a message from your person that they love you, just saying. Can you find a way to achieve fairness right now? This is a time for listening as well as speaking, for understanding as well as asking to be understood. There is much to be learned, and you will learn if you remain open and objective, weighing options and considering all sides. And I've been talking about that black and white thinking. Your heart wants to connect to others, so allow for a balanced exchange of ideas and actions. The best kind of relationship is one in which there is mutual benefit and each party feels heard, valued, and respected. Be fair to all. And there's such a message here that your justice is coming. Look, I don't even need to pull a card. I will pull one card. But like, this is beautiful. It's showing that in time, there will be justice in divine timing, and you will be able to mend this connection. That's the last card in this deck. It's magical. I'm just going to read, the Spirit's telling me to read these 3 cards to you. This deck is magical. Every time I touch it, I love this deck. Divine timing. Love, the fulfillment of desire, and even the body's reproductive cycles have their own timetable. Some things are preordained and cannot be coerced. Everything has its season, its divine and appropriate timing, especially when it comes to matters of the heart. Remember that you always have enough time for love, to find it, to nurture it, to give and receive it. So I've said this a lot in my readings recently, but if you're someone who's obsessing over how much time you have left and your age and things like that, I know it's hard, especially when you're in like your 70s, your 60s. I understand that. Well, I'm in my 40s, but I understand the frustration, but that also comes from distorted masculine energy, that worrying about how much time you have left. There is always enough time for love, to find it, to nurture it, to give and receive it. Its clock is eternal and ticks according to the beating of your heart in perfect rhythm. Isn't that wonderful to know? Love is always right on time. So this will happen right on time is what Spirit's saying. And then we have the never-ending story underneath that. So the never-ending story could be symbolic. I mentioned how, like, for some reason the other day in a reading, I was seeing the scene where he's trying to pull Artax, is it Artax? His horse out of the mud. And I almost see that as like the divine feminine trying to pull the masculine out of that lower vibrational energy. That's up to the masculine to get out of that lower vibrational energy. You can't be the one to pull them out. Forgiveness, making amends, healing after arguments. This could also resonate if you're feeling resentful towards this person. Resentment can block your energy. It can prevent you from healing. When I talk about forgiveness, you know, I'm not saying that what the other person did was okay. I'm not saying that you should just overlook bad behavior, but forgiveness is not about the other person. It's about you. You've come to a place where forgiveness is necessary if you're to move forward. Separate or together, you and the other person are still experiencing the effects of a hurt that is impacting everything you do, even if you're not aware of it. The energy needs to clear. What must you do to bridge this gap? Closing your heart is not the answer. You have the power to heal this wound. Ask yourself, what would love do? Only good will come of forgiveness and an honest redress. And again, forgiveness, it's a win-win outcome for you. Forget about the other person. It's a win-win outcome for you. And you don't have to talk to someone to forgive them. Again, forgiveness is about you. It's not about the other person. So in time, in perfect timing, justice and mending of this connection. Beautiful. I am going to shuffle you out a card, though, just to see if there's any additional advice. So what do you need to know about this connection? We have Thinker. You could have felt really rejected by this person. We have Thinker. Thinker, thinker, thinker. What? 44. 44. Love is not logical. No kidding. Neither is the twin flame journey. Love is not logical, but when you choose a partner, it is good to have things in common other than desire. This is a time to weigh the pros and cons of your partnership. Listen, this is for those of you who are with this person or trying to hold on to that tower right now. If there is enough common ground, go for it. If there are not, there are other fish in the sea. Don't force it to work. And should others tell you who they are, take them at their word. Now is not the time to indulge in a fantasy. No matter what, in this case, facts are facts. So this is for those of you who are with this person right now and they're showing you that they can't show up for you. They're pushing this connection away. You're trying to pull them out of that mud. Spirit's saying, it's time to weigh the pros and cons of this relationship. And remember, we had the Two of Pentacles for your energy. So for some of you, you could be weighing the pros and cons of this relationship. I will say that energy of there are other fish in the sea, that is true. That is true. I believe that if your counterpart is not ready for union in this lifetime, Spirit will send in a soulmate who can love you the way you need to be loved. But I also don't, when I hear there are other fish in the sea, I think of how muggles talk about the twin flame journey. Like they'll give you the advice, like, why are you so hung up on this person? There's other fish in the sea. There are other fish in the sea. Anyway, that's a very important message for those of you who are trying to make it work with this person. and it's not working. Or if this person, for example, pops back into your energy and they're still not showing up the way that you want them to be showing up, Spirit's saying, you know, sometimes you have to look at it logically. Think of that Queen of Swords we had. Let's get one more. Oh, it's So when I was shuffling for that, I was seeing that card in my mind's eye. And then when I was done reading that, my guides were like, get one more, shuffle out one more. And then the soulmate card came out. I tell you, every time I touch this deck, that freaking card comes out. And if you've been watching me, you know that's the truth because you've seen it happen. Whenever I pick up this deck, this card comes out. So I've already read to you what that energy is. So if you missed it, just rewind and watch it. We also have 4441. So January 4th or April 1st could be symbolic. I'm also seeing 444. You are protected. We also have the Emperor and Empress penguin here. And if you look at this, these birds mate for life, or these penguins mate for life. And if you've seen March of the Penguins, it's very sad. I've only been able to watch it once, and I swore never again will I watch that movie. But when they lose their mate, they do not remate with another penguin. In March of the Penguins, when the feminine didn't come back from hunting, and there were masculines who were watching the babies, and the mothers didn't come back, the masculines would actually build a friendship and raise their babies together. They'd rather do that than mating with another penguin. So there is this energy of, you know, you hold the key and they hold the key. You hold the key to each other's hearts. And there's also some Hierophant energy happening there. The fact that this reduces to 5 and the fact that we have a key here. Again, this is an important connection meant to bring you home to the real you. And it's being protected. Look at that face in the sky. It's being protected. So anyway, I can't believe that card came out, except I can. So I'm going to leave it. No, I'm not going to leave it here. Let's just get a few messages. Let's just get a few messages to see what this person wants to say. We have soulmates. I'm drawn to you in a way I've never experienced before, a love so deep and complex, which for how they were feeling about you or their current energy, we had 6 of Cups. I mentioned that. So let me just quickly shuffle these. And then we'll cut the deck. It's a huge deck. I'm just going to get a few. This one's popping off. We have Dancing in Love, and we have Distorted. Didn't I say distorted energy? My views on relationships are distorted from past experiences, like their childhood. All right. 1, 2, 3. You're in alignment. It's 1, 2, 3 a.m. Excuse me, froggy in my throat again. Healing, releasing, cleansing. Ooh, I think I saw the third-party interference card. Jeez, my goodness. So let's see what this says. Let's just gather them all up. I do see karmic interference. And remember, justice for their current energy, learning a karmic lesson doesn't have to be a romantic partner. Just keep that in mind. Patience. You've been patient with me on this journey. The wait is over. True love is here. Frequency, I can't stop thinking about you. We are aligning on the same frequency vibration. 3D, I've been programmed to focus on tangible items, what is right in front of me. So you could have been dealing with someone who is heavily heavily stuck in the 3D. Emotional, going through an array of emotions, unstable. Again, there's a mask there. You could be dealing with someone who's autistic. Just putting that out there. Career driven, love is on the back burner until I am financially stable, money motivated, and I did see that in their energy with the Four of Pentacles. Speak up, I am not letting you go. You will hear from me very soon. Don't give up on me. Extroverted, moving towards you with confidence, ready to show you how much they love you. Solitude, the silence between us has given me the insight needed to set my soul free. Free from the 3D, right? Free from being stuck in the 3D. Stressed, I am emotionally drained to the point where I'm beginning to shut down. So it feels like this person has been having tower moments. Why didn't that come through? The tower came out so many times. Divine protection. Think of that card where the feminine was hugging the tower. When you were with this person would have been divinely protected from some of those tower moments because they're protected by your energy. So the minute you let go, all of those tower moments start to happen. It's meant to wake them up. Karmic, I have a karmic attachment that won't let go. They are causing chaos and drama. Again, that doesn't have to be romantic. We have third-party interference, love triangle. So for some of you, there was third-party interference. Energy, I've transformed into my higher self because of you. Your energy has changed me. There is another energy interfering with your connection. That's what I said, another energy. So it doesn't have to be a love energy. Apology, I'd never take you for granted again. I've learned my lesson. I am so sorry. So now I'm going to leave it there, my friends, but I am sending you lots of love and light, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.